as we are going through the life skill, all the topics. So today I'm going to tell about the third one, which is very important, as we have discussed about self-awareness, and the second one was empathy. And today we are going to discuss about, and we are going to understand about the third topic of the life skill, that is called critical thinking. With the name only, it sounds something different, critical. So critical doesn't mean that many of us, we used to feel that critical means something is kind of negative something, or something is which is very confused. It means someone is thinking some way in a different way. Yes, you are absolutely correct. It is the way you have to think somewhere in a different way. But it gives more and more value to your life when you have a more and more critical thinking. So how the critical thinking adds value in your life and really adds even lot of skills. Why it happens and how it happens, they are the way. If you go in little bit deeper to understand the critical thinking, you will understand how the critical thinking can improve your lifestyle. Let us take an example. Suppose to be some incident happened to you. Okay, like you were crossing the road and suddenly you have seen a person met an accident. Generally what happened, we will express our feeling and all, or we will just call to the police, we will call to the ambulance, everything we do. Okay, correct? But just ask this question to yourself, is everyone who has seen that accident has done? No. Very few people will be doing. And who are those people? Who knows how to identify the problem and how to just find out their solutions. So in our every day of our life, the way we handle our family, the way we work in office, the way we come to the school, the way we study, the way everything we do, if the critical thinking is very strong in a person, the person can solve their problem very smooth way, and they can just bring lot of new things in their lifestyle. So I'll just discuss in the critical thinking also. There are the 6 level which you need to understand. The first thing is, which is very important in critical thinking, that is identification. Like suppose to be, you are not, you have the exam and you are unable to focus, correct? If in the class there are the 30 to 40 students, out of 30 and 40 students, maximum of the students are not taking the interest in study. Whether for any examination, whether for any competitive exams, we won't take interest, correct? So this is a majority, they behave in a such a way. But there will be the few people who will understand and who will identify the problem, why I am not taking interest in the study. So this is the first thing. Who is having that critical thinking, that person only can focus on all these steps. So here you could understand how much it is important to have the critical thinking, because here you are identifying by your own. You are asking question to yourself, why I am not taking interest in the study. This is the first step of the critical thinking. Then second thing comes, you came to know that you are not taking interest in this study. That identification who has done, you have done. Now the second thing is, which is very important, the second step in the critical thinking, research. So what do you mean by research here? You are the person who has to identify and who has to find out, okay, why I am not taking interest when the other 5 to 6 and 10 people are doing, who is writing very well, who is qualifying all the exams. What about me? Why I am unable to do? This research is the second step where you will find the answer for that. You will understand, might be you are not planned well, might be you don't like that subject. To get interest in that subject, you will find the way. So many research you will be doing. So this is the second step of critical thinking. So wonderfully it has actually interlinked, which you can understand. Identifying, then second thing is research. These all are who is doing, the person who is focusing in critical thinking, doing lot of brainstorming. The third thing comes here, identifying biases. What do you mean by here identifying the biases? Here a person supposed to be, you are the person who is not taking the interest in the study. Right now here you will find in a different way. You will find the viewpoint actually. What you have come to know through the research, you are not taking interest because you did not plan, or might be you're not taking interest in that subject, or might be you're focusing on some different places actually more than study. Might be you wanted to play somewhere, you have found. So here in this third step, which is called identifying the biases, here you will see in a different aspect what it need to be done so that I could just do something. It means you will become the judge of your own problem, who has to find out the way also. Supposed to be, I am here, I understood that I'm not taking interest because of I'm not taking interest because this subject I don't like, my subject I don't like. Right now what I will do, I love supposed to be the language, how I should bring that same interest in the math also, that I have to find out. For that I need to do a little bit more planning in a different way. I have to understand tomorrow if I have to become supposed to be a very good person, otherwise I have to be very successful. Math is very important for me to score a good marks in any competitive exams. So here I will bring my goal into my this subject also. So here you have to become the judge before you will go for the conclusion. So this is the third, which is very, very important to have your critical thinking skill a little bit more in a higher level. Then the fourth comes, which is inference. With this name only you can understand what do you mean by inference. It means here you have to draw the conclusion. You identify the problem, you got research also by yourself, you became the judge also of that this problem of your life, and you have searched also somehow in a different level and different view. You have tried to find out. Now here you need to just what you have to do it. You understood that these are the things, but you won't jump into the conclusion here. You will, what you will do, you only will draw the conclusion here. This is plan A, plan B, I should do this, I should do this, I should do this. In a such a way you have drawn the conclusion in the fourth step. Then comes fifth step. What is that? This is determining the relevance. Here, whatever the conclusion which you have done in those fourth step, here only you have to just understand which is correct for you. Suppose you were not taking interest in the study, so you understood I need to bring the language more, otherwise I need to change the teacher, otherwise I have to go somewhere out to learn this subject in a more better way, in a such a way, otherwise I have to just bring my career goal and I have to give the target so that I get the success. So many things you have brought here when you have drawn those conclusions. Okay, so here when you are determining this relevances, then you will work on that which is suiting to you, where you will take the interest. Okay, so this was the fifth one, which is very important for you to at least go to the final stage of your critical thinking. And the sixth one is, which is very important, that is curiosity. Curiosity, why is very important for you? You have to ask this question to yourself. Understand, if someone is curious, the person will ask many questions. We have found, and even you have heard also Swami Vivekananda used to say all the time one thing is ask. And even we have read, if you read any good books also, they will also say one thing only, ask as much as, because when you ask you will search, and when you will search you will get, and you will find the answer. So here the curiosity is very, very important for you to gathering all the information, and which is very good for you that you can connect here. So these 6 steps, these all are interconnected. Sometimes it's not necessary that all these 6 to 7 steps will be there in one problem of certain things. It's not needed. But these are the steps where you can just improvise your life standard. So understand here a very important thing, critical thinking. where every human being, if you want the success, if you want that your goal should be achieved, if you want that you have to do something unique and wonder in your life, you need to take every step of your life, every decision, whatever you think, you don't go blindly. Here you have to bring your critical thinking more and more to identify, to do the research, to gather the information, then implement, and then go for the conclusion. So I hope this topic, it's you will implement in your life in every situation, whether your relationship, whether your family life, whether your school, college, or your job, wherever you are. So you should must follow this. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.